Hello, X Day. Absolutely fantastic, guys, to be here with you today. Now, I remember about 5.5 years ago, I remember I entered this very tiny, at the time, office of Elrond, right? And the first thought in my mind after I entered the office was, what on earth am I doing here? I came from a corporate background with minimal understanding of blockchain technology, and the feeling was as if I'm definitely not prepared to take a new challenge in this completely new domain where everybody is way smarter than I am, right? So really, when I started with Elrond, I was merely a mediocre consumer of blockchain technology. Now, fast forward 5 years, I can honestly say I still don't understand all the vast technological updates of what's happening within the Web3. But what I can say is that I'm extremely proud to have made that small step in the office, tiny team, in a city that the world doesn't necessarily know. And I'm so proud that I have taken that risk. And today I can say I have made my small and modest contribution to the Web3 space. You see, I believe in this world there are two kinds of people. On the one hand, you have your consumers. And this is how a lot of us start, right? We discover new technology, we get on board with it, we love it, we like to offer constructive feedback. Sometimes we don't like how things are moving forward, and that's fine. And some other times we get back into excitement. Consumers are great. Everybody needs consumers. But you see, there's only one problem. History doesn't necessarily remember consumers. People tend to forget consumers unless they become also contributors. So you see, the second category of people are the builders. These are the people who, against all odds, they take risks. And they go ahead and build something, and they fail, and build again. And they struggle, and they cry, and it's all a, exciting journey. But eventually, some of them succeed. You see, builders change our lives. Builders change our lives, and because they change our lives, we tend to remember them. So really then the question is, what becomes crystal clear for us is that our future is determined by how many consumers, like I was 5 years ago, people that don't think that they are prepared enough, become contributors and builders as well. Now, if a year ago, our ecosystem, many projects within our ecosystem were at an ideation stage, as you have seen today, more and more projects have already launched their products. And this is absolutely great. Now, if we're looking closely, for example, at the DeFi front, right, we have Atom, AshSwap, JewelSwap, and so many other projects that we use on a daily basis and that we love. If we look at the Metaverse and gaming front, I absolutely loved the video from Cyberpunk earlier. I thought it was so cool. These are some of the games that, they're not just ideas, but you can actually go ahead and play with some of these games. So please go ahead, join the guys at the booth and try out some of these products. And then, of course, you had some people here on stage discussing about NFTs. We already have several NFT marketplaces that have been launched where you can discover millions of NFTs from around the globe with really interesting use cases. So then, if all these guys that were before me have built something, if they've put some efforts to actually take the risks and do something, then the question arises, how can you become a builder and a contributor? And maybe how can we as a foundation help you? What are the first steps on how we can help you to become a contributor? So I think the first element that we need to look at, and that was one of our focuses as a foundation for the past year, to make it easy for you guys to be able to identify the needs of the ecosystem, right? So that's why I strongly encourage you to join the town hall sessions, to join the developer sessions, to join the DeFi and NFT sessions and the validator sessions. These are extraordinarily valuable moments where you can discover the snapshot of what's happening within our ecosystem. You can ask your questions, and you know what? Maybe your brilliant idea is just one question away. So please make sure to join. We've put a lot of efforts to make sure that people are available to answer your questions and to help you really in that sense as well. So let's say you have participated, you're already active in the community, you go to all these sessions and you discover the information. Great, you are on the right path. Then the next step would be for you to get a little bit your head around the technology. You know, what's this whole technology about? So then I strongly encourage you to join, especially if you're a developer, this is extremely important, to join the Discord Builders chat. We have the Telegram chat, Stack Overflow and Builders bot as well, and then also dedicated questions and dedicated answers as well. This is great mediums for you to understand a little bit more the technology. If you clarified, what a need is, and maybe more or less you understand, some aspects of the technology, it's already fantastic. Then I would strongly encourage you to move to the next steps. And this year, I'm so proud that my colleague, Sever Moldovan, which is a great guy, a really true professional, he understands the Web3 space incredibly well. He opened the Builders and Office Hours. This is gold, guys. This is extremely important. You get to book 1 hour, with this guy who knows about his Web3 stuff, and he will be able to clarify your ideas or your project. He will be able to add a lot of clarity. Does this make sense? Does this doesn't make sense? What way should I move forward? What's the process? Book a call with him. He will be able to help you. That's a great step. So, if you've done that already, and you booked the call with this guy, which is great, then you can move on to the next steps. And here, I think it's very important for us as a foundation to make sure that we help you. So we can connect you with incubators, we can connect you with launchpad teams as well. And these are the companies who will be able to set up your own company from a legal perspective, and then they will also offer you a great platform where you can raise funds in a fully compliant way, right? And now, last but not least, and probably one of the most pressing points, is VC funding, especially in markets such as we are experimenting today. Now, before you get to this point, you remember what I mentioned at the beginning, that you need to go through all these steps of clarifying things. I meet a lot of startups that go and speak with VCs when they're not ready to do so. Before you go to speak with the VCs, you need to have your plan extremely clear. It needs to be crystal clear for them on why they want to get on board with you. And, you guys going through all these steps, it's extremely important, because then, after you cleared everything out, you can come to us and say, we want an introduction with a VC. And my job for the past few years, and my team's job, was throughout the years to create extremely warm and close relationship with a lot of VCs. By the way, some of them are here in this event for all 3 days. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to chat with them. So I think if you've done all these efforts, fantastic. It's amazing. You've come a long way, right? But I think it's back to us in order for us to make sure that we pave the way for you. How are we doing that? In the past few years, we've worked on a few extremely strategic integrations. Of course, we are listed on all major exchanges in the world. Now, being listed on a major exchange in the world means that you actually need to work with them and know them and create a relationship with them. So we're privileged to say that we are partners with some of these amazing companies from around the globe where we have extremely good relations and connections. So when the time comes for you to list on an exchange, we as a foundation can also help, make some introduction on that front as well. Then custodians are extremely important for a number of use cases. We are already integrated with one of the largest custodians in the world, and hopefully working to get the other two integrations, relevant integrations, done as soon as possible. On the bridges and interoperability front, I'm not going to spoil the surprises. You guys have to participate tomorrow to find out more about what we're doing on that front, but I can tell you it's something super exciting. And then also ESDT standard integrations. For the ESDT part, as you may already know, some of the exchanges from around the globe have integrated this standard, and we are working with the remaining ones to make sure that they integrate the standard. In that way, your token will be able to list on exchanges even easier than listing an ERC20 token, which is quite old. So, after you've done all these steps, and you are also listed on an exchange, again, congrats. I cannot, we've been through the pain of actually launching a token and a company. If you've come, all the way to here, it's incredible. You need to congratulate yourself because it's a really tough road, right? But then it's again back to us. That's why last year we launched the Global Outreach Tour. This is a tour where we went in different parts of the world and we discussed with different communities at conferences and so on, where we presented not only the MultiversX technology, but also ecosystem projects. This year, we want to do things better. This year, our plan at the Global Outreach Tour that is continuing is to bring with us the most relevant project from our ecosystem, to bring them with us at all these events and together to present the amazing products that they are building. So I'm personally super excited about that, and I think after all the presentations today, we truly have what to show, right? Then I think extremely important, hackathons. X-Day Hackathon really is a great success. We have over 1,000 developers from around the globe who have registered to the hackathon. Some of you guys are in this room. Some others are probably in a corridor with some Coke and pizza and still coding, which is pretty cool, actually. And then, last but not least, guys, I'm extremely excited today to announce that very soon we will be unveiling information about our ambassador program. So, if you are a person that is enthusiastic about blockchain technology, Web3 space, you can now become an ambassador of MultiversX. And I'm super excited about that. Please keep an eye out on social media for the announcements. Going back to how I started. Guys, we live in the best times of our lives, I think. And my invitation to you all is to change our mindset from consumers to contributors. There are so many, we're so early. If you are in this room, you are part of the early adopters of this amazing technology. There's so many use cases to be discovered, so many things to build, and you will not imagine how the world will change if you just make the step and start. So today, I want to salute everybody who is here. But if you are part of a team that is building anything in the Web3, can you please stand up? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.